Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Meta Tuesdays here in Arena Underground. This week we are playing Team LukkaNota in Best of 1 Standard. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to click that like and subscribe button below. It's a way to support not just me, but any content creator that you like for free. And now, let's talk about this deck. Alright, so basically, as the name says, Team LukkaNota is because we are playing both Lukka and Winota. And we are basing the deck list around these two because of the effects they have. Winota allowing you to find creatures as you attack with non-humans, and then Lukka allowing you to -2 to get some creatures from your library. So the cool thing about this list is specifically that, like, you're playing Winota, right? But if for some reason Winota dies, and you still have a backup with Lukka, so it's like if you had 4 copies of Winota, but it's just 4 of Winota and 3 or 4 if you want of Lukka. Now in the deck list, I think when we recorded these videos, we had 4 copies of Lukka, 3 copies of Winota. We were just trying things around. In this case, you're seeing 4 copies of Winota. In any case, it's basically the same deck list. All we're trying to do is survive enough times to trigger Winota or trigger Lukka 1 or 2 times to find our Agent of Treacheries and win the game by stealing everything from our opponent. That is the idea. All you want to do is play Winota, play Lukka, get your Agents of Treachery, win the game. How do we do that? So first of all, we have a couple of turn 2 plays, which are Charming Prince and Flip-a-Flip. These are amazing in the deck, allowing you to scry first to find your Winotas and your Lukkas, or the lands that you need to play them, or the turn 3 plays that you need to have on the battlefield before you play Winota and Lukka. Flip is the same thing, allowing you to draw that extra card that might be the card that you need to do your combo, but it's also a non-human that it's going to be attacking when Winota comes down and getting a trigger. Then we also have 4 copies of Hanged Executioner. This card is awesome because it's not only itself a spirit, but it also creates a spirit token. So if you get Hanged Executioner on the battlefield, before you play Winota, you trigger Winota twice with this card. So that's pretty cool. Then we have a little bit of protection, also non-humans with Brazen Borrower and Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crusher Giant allowing you to just have a little bit of protection against the aggro decks, you know, killing things from Mono Red, things from Rakdos aggro and Rakdos Aristocrats. Also Brazen Borrower doing the same thing, just protection. But then later on you can play them as non-human creatures, attack with them to trigger your Winota. Then we have 2 copies of Thassa. Obviously Thassa is awesome, and if you get an agent on turn 4 with your Winota, or on turn 5 with your Lukka, and you have Thassa on the battlefield, then you're already triggering Agent of Treachery twice on 1 turn, so why not, right? Then we also have 4 copies of Elite Guardmage. Now, Elite Guardmage and Charming Prince both are very important in the live game options because you are going to play a lot of aggro decks in Best of 1, so you want to have a little bit of live game. But not only is the important part of Elite Guardmage the live game, also draws you a card, which could be another Winota or a Lukka, but also it's the one card that you most likely want to sacrifice to your Lukka with the -2 in order to get your Agent of Treachery. So the -2 exiles a target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost and put it on the battlefield. So if you sacrifice Elite Guardmage, or even Winota if you had to, you immediately get an Agent of Treachery because it's the only creature in your deck that has more mana cost than these 4 mana cards. So very important. Again, the live game is tremendous here, very, very important. But that's it, guys. Basically, you have a Winota style Jeskai list that has Lukka as a backup card to find your Agents of Treacheries and win the game. Very important. Also, I wanted to mention, if you guys want to change things up a bit, maybe you're having a hard time with aggro, you could bring in Scorching Dragonfires, maybe put 2 in the deck or 3, take out maybe 1 Brazen Borrower, maybe 1 Elite Guardmage, or I don't know, maybe one Charming Prince. I wouldn't suggest taking more than one out because you do need to scry. And also the exile effect of Charming Prince is very important. Now think about this. If you attack with a creature triggering Winota, you get an Agent of Treachery. That's getting you're stealing one card from your opponent. But if you also get a Charming Prince on another trigger, or you play it in the same turn as you get the Agent of Treachery, you get to blink the Agent of Treachery again, stealing another card. Very important to know. Another thing to notice is if you already have a Thassa in place and you play a Charming Prince, so that you sort of have two blink triggers, you have to be mindful of which triggers place first. We were having a little bit of a hard time there trying to figure that out, and even when we thought we had it right, it didn't quite work out. That said, you still get the two triggers. It's just a matter of what triggers first, because ideally you want to trigger Thassa first to blink the Agent of Treachery, potentially steal something, and then you trigger Charming Prince to then exile Agent of Treachery. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the trigger from Charming Prince, it blinks your card and it doesn't come back until the beginning of the next end step. So it's not gonna, the agent is not gonna come back the same end turn that you play it. You blink it with the Charming Prince. It's gonna come back the next turn on your opponent's beginning of the end step. So keep that in mind for these triggers. That said, any way you do it, it's probably gonna be very powerful if you get to blink an Agent of Treachery twice. One cool thing you can do as well is you can blink your Winota with Charming Prince to have it outside the game until the beginning of the next end turn, and that way your Winota, it's kind of safe from any removal. So just keep those cool things you can do with Charming Prince. It's very important. A lot of triggers are happening with Winota, with Charming Prince, with Agent of Treachery, with Lukka, so just keep all of that in mind. But this list is very fun to play. I think it's very good. We managed to, you know, keep ranking in Mythic. Like, I think we went from percentage 85 to percentage 95 at some point. Just, you know, keep winning games. And that's what this list does. You are going to lose some games, obviously, especially if you're on the draw, if your opponent already knows what you're doing. And if it's not a good matchup, you know, that's what happens. But a lot of times, if you're on the play, you get to scry with your Charming Prince, play Flip or play Hang Executioner, and play Winota on turn 4. That's usually a win. Anyway, guys, we hope you enjoy these 6 videos. Keep an eye, there's some really cool games here that we had, like mirror matches with another Winota deck or another Agent of Treachery deck, and it was like a back and forward stealing stuff. Pretty cool games. One of them, it's I think the last one on the video, and then the other one is I think maybe the first or second game. Really cool, guys, so keep a lookout for that. Anyway, in the meantime, I think that's all for today. We'll see you Thursday for Off Meta Thursdays. We'll have some Garuda for you then. And now, you guys have a good one. Enjoy the games. Alright, guys, we are on the playing LukkaNota with our Winota in hand. So this seems good. We can scry into Charming Prince, flip into Winota. Seems good to me. You always want to play Charming Prince first, because if you scry into a Hang Executioner, it's much better than a flip. We're going to send the other Charming Prince to the bottom because we have 2 of them in hand. No need for a third one. Also, we know that's not going to come from a Winota trigger, so that's nice. Alright, opponent plays a Tranquil Cove. That's an interesting choice of lands. The last Charming Prince, we don't need it. The other land, we don't necessarily need it. So to the bottom. So that means we have quite good triggers here with Winota at that point, meaning there's 2 Charming Princes that are not going to come up. So opponent's playing some sort of Azorius control. That's what it looks like. So we are just going to play tapped Steam Vents into Flip. The Lost. Draw a card, attack for 2. Short. Now, the only thing is, we are very susceptible here. Susceptible to a Shatter the Sky. Like, we can play Winota and find something good, but other than an Agent of Treachery, that's bad. Now, if it is an Agent of Treachery, we get to steal one of these lands, and then that's better. We can survive a Shatter, but if not, we are in trouble. And they might have a counter. They might have an Absorb here. Now, the question is, do we fall into the Absorb trigger or not? I think we don't. I think we Temple of Epiphany. Keep the Agent. I like the Agent. Go on the attack here. Hit our opponent for 3. Play Charming Prince. See if they want to counter that. No counters. So we get to... I guess we can exile the Flip-a-Flip, bring it back, and draw the Agents just to keep drawing cards, which is always nice. Sure. Alright, opponent, what do you got? You're going to scry with Omen of the Sea? Sure. Yeah, I didn't really want to run Winota into one of those counters. Our opponent's definitely playing some counters here, so I'd rather maybe see a Teferi or something come down. That would be fine. If they Shatter here, it's also okay. Like, we are playing to avoid the Shatter, so we get to maybe play Bone Crusher next turn. Alright, they keep leaving the counter up. So we're just going to take it easy here and play Fable Passage and cycle our Triumph. Opponent's taking damage here, so we're not too sad about that. Yeah, we're just going to pass. Aim to cycle at the end of their turn. You see Omen of the Sea, sure. Let's see how they scry here. 2 bottom, okay. That's nice to see all the time. You like to see that. Alright, Castle Vantress, and are they going to pass the turn again? They are going to take 5 more, so okay, we see Teferi, that's good. So now, Teferi comes down, and it's going to probably bounce something, not necessarily, but potentially. We're going to let that go, because we can Bone Crush that on our turn, so that's fine. We can get rid of Teferi. Sure, that's okay with us. They draw a card. Pass the turn. We are gonna cycle this Rogrim Triumph. Draw a card. This Hang Executioner. Shuffle things here. Find whatever. I don't know, a white source, blue source, doesn't really matter at this point. Let's get another white source just in case. Alright, perfect. So we have a lot of lands here that could come in to play something. Now, if we play Winota now and get to Agent of Treachery and steal one of these planes, that would be nice. Alright, let's scry first. This will allow us to get closer to an agent with Winota. Our opponent Essence Scatter, that is not bad. We are going to play it now. I mean, we can wait, but don't feel like we need to do that, so... See what we get here. We got an Elite Guard Mage, alright. I mean, it could be worse. Draw an Agent, okay. Well, we can play Agent the next turn, so... Our opponent will Shatter here. And then we get to Agent and steal this Castle Vantress. That might be nice. Alright, we see a Dream Trawler instead. Okay. Well, I guess they are dead to the board because we are going to play Agent. And they are going to have to make the Dream Trawler indestructible. And then we kill them. So, seems like that's a game to me. Yep. Tap that Dream Trawler opponent. And that's game. Good game. Azorius control. Okay, guys, we are playing Team LukkaNota in best of 1 standard. And this hand's good. We have a lot of early action. We can scry for more lands for Thassa. Sure, we're going to keep this. We go first as well, so we get to play a tapped Steam Vents to start the game. Let's organize a little bit here. Yep, tapped Steam Vents. Sure. Very cool. We see an Izzet Guildgate. Huh, okay, so this is a Guildgate deck. We found a Winota, so that's cool. Charming Prince, Scries. No, let's send Agent to the bottom and Guard Mage as well. Ideally, Hand Executioner would be much better at this point. We see a Gateway Plaza, okay. Well, we need to keep scrying for lands, so that's what's going to happen here. Another Charming Prince gets into battle. Scries puts land on top. Fortunately, we're going to have to send Lukka away, I think. Just need more lands. Opponent goes down to 18. So they are getting to Gateway Wrath options here. That's annoying. Let's send Winota away. They go down to 14, but they can gain all this life back later with the Gateway Angel. Let's see if they want a Wrath here. Clear Mind. Shuffle the graveyard. Okay. Interesting. I guess they just wanted to draw a card there. We are going to shock them here. Seems fine to me. And I guess we can play Bone Crusher, see if they have, or we can, I think we just keep Brazen Borrower and play it at the end step of their turn. See if they want to raft the board now with the Charming Princes. They go up to, yeah, they go Shatter, that's fine. We get to play Brazen Borrower and potentially trigger Winota. Okay, that's cool. So we get to do that. Alright, we're going to start triggering Winota and see what happens, because Winota's triggers are pretty good sometimes. In this case, not really. We're just going to decline this and hope their opponent doesn't have another Shatter in hand, which I'm sure they do, but that's that. Not much can be done. Would have been nice to grab a... Alright, Guild Summit. Would have been nice to grab something different, like a Agent of Treachery, which we'd have in hand, so unfortunately that didn't happen. Opponent's getting very close to play the cool Guildgate stuff. We landed another Agent, that's great. That is just great. Alright, I guess we go attacking and we just hope for the best. Alright, that's an Agent of Treachery, which means our opponent's, it's dead because we play Agent. We are attacking our opponent and stealing a Guildgate. And that's game. Good game, Guildgate deck. Okay guys, we are playing Team LukkaNota in best of 1 standard. This hand could have been great if we had one blue source, but we don't. Do we wait for it? I don't think so. I think we mulligan and we keep this hand, which is actually much, much better. So, yep, send one of these Winotas away. Play Sacred Foundry tapped, pass the turn. Opponent has the Vivian Sleeves into a Sacred Foundry, so not necessarily green. Okay, opponent. We're gonna go Island into flip here. Draw a card. It's a Steam Vents, sure. So next turn we can Steam Vents and cycle Roggering Triumph. Maybe that's the thing we want to do. Opponent plays a Plains, passes the turn, most likely has a Bone Crusher in hand. Steam Vents tapped. Attack with flip. Keep Bone Crusher up in case our opponent plays a creature next turn. Pass the turn. They might be playing Winota as well. Because Boros is usually like Cycle or Winota. I've seen like maybe one or two that are something else, but... Huh. Alright, Alright, I'll Bone Crush your opponent for now. Seems to me like they might have... Alright. Let's play Winota. There's not a lot of... I think there's Blitz. Blitz hits for 4. But if we get something like an Agent of Treachery now, we can steal this Sacred Foundry. And keep our opponent from possibly doing something tricky. Alright, opponent goes down to 14. We still have Winota in play. They go with Raise the Alarm, sure. So this is definitely a Winota style Boros deck, having soldiers in play. Mardu, I guess. Okay, very, very interesting. Alright, let's go attacking and see what happens. Trigger, we don't find anything, very good. See if our opponent blocks. No blocks. They go down to 7, so this makes me think that they do have Winota. Now, is that really like... What does that do for us? Not much, but we're going to keep the Charming Prince. We can... Ooh, would have been nice, I guess, if we had an untapped source. Alright, League Armage, draw that Charming Prince. Hope that our agent survives and we can steal their Winota. We see the red source, we see the Winota, which is going to trigger these things twice. What do they get with them? Don't know. We see the agent. Nice, very nice opponent stealing our Winota, killing it. That's cool. And Charming Prince, which is going to exile agent, stealing something. Alright, it's pretty annoying for sure. They found an agent and a Charming Prince one after the other. Stealing... They are thinking. Alright, well, our Charming Prince... Ooh, this is nice. Alright, so we get to... play Thassa. Play Charming Prince. Exile the Agent of Treachery. Play land tapped. No attacks. So first and last. I think I have to do it this way. Sure, agent comes in. Steals Winota. This comes in. Exiles our Agent. Alright, opponent, what do you got? Do you have another Winota in play, or do you have a Lukka? They have another Winota, nice, which they get to trigger once with their soldier. Now, we still get our Agent of Treachery and we have Thassa, so I feel like we have a little bit of advantage in this situation. They found the other agent, that's cool. They most likely take Winota, although they should have taken Thassa, but that's fine. Alright, opponent, we get to get rid of this finally. Take 4. Alright, agent comes back. Steals Winota. Now we have another Winota, that's nice. Let's cycle this Rogring Triumph, see what we find. Alright, just that, so... I guess we can tap something here, like... this Agent of Treachery. Alright. We scry with Temple of... we keep the Charming Prince, that's a good one to keep. Alright, let's trigger Thassa first. Agent goes out, comes back in, steals... Agent. Guard Mage comes back in. Opponent's at 2, so unless they have a Wrath here, I don't think another Winota trigger is going to do it. That's game. Alright, good game, Mardu Winota. Okay guys, we are playing Team LukkaNota. We do have a Lukka in hand and we are on the play, so yeah, we're going to keep this, and we're going to try scrying here for an untapped land source. That is an untapped land source, so that's good. We are keeping that for sure. So we can go, and we are playing against Teamer. Okay, interesting. Let's see if we can get there before they play Wilderness Reclamation. We are going to scry here. Agent of Treachery. I don't want to send that to the bottom of the library. That is a little bit annoying. But I think we have to. And do we keep the land? We have 2 lands in hand, so we don't necessarily need to keep this land here. I think we try to scry for a Winota. Okay, we see the breeding pool. Opponent passes, so this is... I wonder if this is Team or Flash or something. We're just gonna play our Triumph here. Attack with Charming Prince. Opponent takes it. We pass the turn. We're gonna aim to Bone Crush later on. We're gonna do it during their turn in case they want to play a counter. We don't really mind them playing a counter into Bone Crusher. They don't have to. I mean, if they take 2, that's probably okay. We see Narset. That is interesting. And what do they do with Narset? I'm guessing they plus. Okay. Let's Bone Crush Narset. Sure. Pass the turn, okay. So, let's see, what do we... I guess we want to play Hang Executioner, right? get a blue source. Play the Executioner. Attack Narset. Okay. Alright, they play a tap Temple of Abandon. Cool. What else do they have? This is 5-color stuff. And Deafening Clarion is definitely really good. Nice opponent, very good, very nice. Okay, flip. Let's go with Bone Crusher and see if our opponent has another Deafening Clarion in hand. They could have any sort of removal at this point for Bone Crusher Giant, but we see another tap source. And is this like 5-color Planeswalker? Shark Typhoon. Okay. Well, that means we get to trigger Winota and get rid of Narset, and that seems pretty cool. Finally, Guard Mage. It's not bad. Attack our opponent. Opponent goes down to 18. Assuming they are playing a Wrath this turn, probably a Storm Wrath. Or an Ultimatum. They have mana for an Ultimatum. That's another Narset. Creates a 4/4 Shark. And Deafening Clarion. That's nice. Pretty nice opponent. But okay. Yeah, that was even nicer. Yeah, that was nice. Okay. So we can stump Narset, play an Elite Guard Mage to draw a card. Okay, it's a land. Not the worst. See if they have another Deafening Clarion or another Narset. So far, so good with 2 Narsets. And the third Deafening Clarion, sure. At least that kills one of the sharks. Okay, well, we're gonna Bone Crush, and we are going to flip. We get a Winota. That's not bad. What do you get, opponent? Opponent doesn't do anything. Okay. If we play Winota, we don't have enough mana to do anything else, but we're going to. And attack with both of our creatures. Trigger Winota twice. We get an Elite Guard Mage. Draw a card. And we get an Agent of Treachery, which is going to steal the Typhoon. And opponent, make your decision. Sure thing. Opponent goes down to 15. We play land tapped, pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Nothing else. That's game. Good game. Okay, guys, we are playing Team LukkaNota in Best of 1 Standard. And I don't really usually want an Agent of Treachery in hand, but we do have a Winota with Bone Crusher, which is a nice pair. So we're going to keep this. We are on the draw, so we're going to play Temple of Epiphany first. Let's organize a bit. I'm seeing Temple of Epiphany into Sacred Foundry or into Temple of Triumph, alright? Temple of Epiphany, Scry, land bottom. We have enough lands. Let's see what our opponent's playing. We see a Breeding Pool and a Triumph. Okay, some sort of Soul Tie. I do feel like scrying here with Charming Prince, just in case we can find something like Hanged Executioner. We don't find, instead we find Thassa. Thassa is nice though. Alright, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep both of this, because I do like playing flip on turn 3 here, so that way we don't have to play our Bone Crusher in order to have a creature for Winota. Alright, we see a lift can join. Short, that's fine. Pass the turn, yep. So we can scry, although we know it's Thassa that's coming, but... Alright, yeah, I guess we're gonna draw. Keep the Thassa, draw the Thassa with flip. Pass the turn, obviously. Alright, so let's see what this Sultai list has for us in turn 4, which could be a Nissa, potentially, with their 5 sources of mana here. Cry of the Carnarium is really good, actually. Okay, cool opponent, very good play, well played. Let's see, so we can... I guess we can just Bone Crush as a creature, right? And pass the turn, let our opponent try to find more removal for it. They surely know we are playing with Winota, otherwise I don't think they would have done the cry at that moment. Hydrocrassus, that's fine. It's a 4/4. We get to Winota and start attacking. Hopefully find something, at least one thing that we can play. Charming Prince is okay. We can play Charming Prince, and we can... I guess we can scry. Let's see, how many lands we have? We have 5, we have 6, so we can send this Temple of Epiphany. Next turn, we could play... Thassa, Bone Crusher, maybe? Sure, we're gonna keep the untapped land source, that's fine. Send the other one to the bottom. Let's see what our opponent... Alright, they go with Charming Prince, which obviously it's indestructible, so that's cool. Let's see what they have now. Pelucranos is not ideal, but it's fine. Alright, they have their own agent stealing Winota, triggering with Hydrocrassus, so this was their plan all along. Okay. Interesting. I guess they didn't find anything, right? Like... Okay, so what do we do here? I think I just want to steal that Winota when I get a chance, so... We could just play Thassa. Let's see this. Sound on target creature you own. Ooh, this is gonna be good. So we could just play Hallow Fountain tapped. Play Thassa. No attacks. Trigger Charming Prince. Get Winota back next turn. Go from there. Alright, opponent. What do you got? We have a Charming Prince that can do that. Do you have another Agent of Treachery to steal our Thassa? That is the question. No, they go attacking. We go down to 10. Cool. We get back Winota. Sure. Play land. Play our own Agent of Treachery. Steal Hydrocrassus. Attack with everything here. Attack with... Oh! Opponent concedes! Alright! Wow! We won against Sultai Ramp that had an Agent of Treachery. Now that's something. Alright guys, we are playing Team LukkaNota, which is what I call the Winota and Lukka style best of 1 lists. So, yeah, we... This doesn't seem like a great hand, but I do like it because we have so much scry option, especially because we go first and then we draw extra cards with flip. So we're going to try this. Let's see. Let's try to scry for action. Hang Executioner, it's not bad. So because if we do get to scry into Winota, then we have you know, a nice action card here with Hang Executioner. Alright. So let's go Plains Charming Prince to Scry. Okay, we're gonna keep both of these. Yeah, we can't really say no to Lukka, so this is fine. We can get Lukka in our hand, play flip to draw the land. That should be fine. We are playing against some sort of Simic ramp list, okay? Could be Simic Flash as well, so we have to be careful, but... Alright, we go Plains into flip, draw the land. I don't want to scry since I already know what's on top, so that's fine. Attack for 2, pass the turn. So obviously next turn, if we drew the Winota from the top, we could play it right away. Although our opponent... Alright, that's Uro, so they will have Nissa next turn. Not great, play land, short... Alright, no Winota. So I think we go Charming Prince, Scry. Land bottom, we have enough lands. Go attacking first. Play our flip. Draw an extra card here. Alright, another Hang Executioner, it's okay. So what we can do is, we can play Hang Executioner, or we can play Lukka and +1. Not quite sure that's what I want to do, but... Alright, but we found Winota, guys, so... Don't think I'm gonna complain about this, like... Our opponent's also playing Simic, so... Yeah, we're gonna play Hang Executioner first. Go attacking with our princes here. Get in for 4. Our opponent's gonna be able to do a lot of stuff with this Recent Reefs, but if we do get Winota down... I'm not sure we're going to. Our opponent could Brazen Bar our Hang Executioners, and that could be an issue, but otherwise, we might be okay. They are paying a lot. I think this is... Okay, this is Nissa. Sure. So they're now going to be able to leave counters up. That's not good, but I would have thought they would have played Nissa on last turn, which they didn't. Now we might have to get rid of this land. Thassa, okay. Alright, they're going all in to the Thassa Risen Reef plan, which is fine. But they are still in danger if we draw a... If we get an Agent of Treachery from this deal here. So we're just gonna do it. We get 3 triggers here. Let's attack... Alright. Let's attack them. Find an Elite Garmage, which is going to attack Nissa this time. We draw the Agent, that's really annoying. And we found another Elite Garmage. Wow. She's going to attack Nissa as well. That's awesome. We wanted this Agent, but unfortunately we just drew it. So, let's see. What do we want to do? I think we want to Brazen Borrow this Thassa. Or we could Brazen Borrow the Nissa. Now they have 1, 2, 3... They have enough lands for Agent of Treachery. We could have attacked with our Charming Princess as well, but we didn't. Alright, I think we're gonna pass. If they have Agent of Treachery, then they have it. Not much we can do. If they don't, then we might still be okay. 41 cards in our deck. We sent some stuff down, but it got shuffled. This might be like a big Crassus. Okay. So this is a battle of the Agents of Treacheries. So in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can still play Thassa, so we have to wait till the end of the turn before the trigger happens. And they're gonna take our Winota, I'm guessing. All these cards are elementals and non-human, so they're all going to trigger. Yeah, I think... I guess we can... Brazen borrow the Winota. Hope for the best. Because we can't let them trigger. They would have triggered all of these things, so... Cool, they get a bunch of cards. We will get an Agent of Treachery regardless, as long as they don't have a counter, so... Ooh, okay, so they won't be able to counter anything if we just kill these lands. Growth Spiral, okay, well, they still can play counters, so that's fine. So they bounce Agent, and they take, I guess, one of the non-humans. Executioner seems fine, sure. Alright, so we still get two triggers here. Six, 7, 8. It's just, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I think, if we kill Nissa here. It's not like... Just need to make these triggers. Alright, we get one Agent, which attacks them and takes Thassa. We get Charming Prince. Which attacks them and blinks something. Alright, they go down to 6. So this is the first trigger, this is the last trigger, so I want this to trigger first. But again, it's not like that. Wow. We get to steal what? Hang Executioner back? Alright, pass the turn. Let's see what happens now. The Battle of the Agents of Treacheries. It's interesting. We have one in exile, unfortunately, so we have 2, 1 in hand, another one in the deck. So we need a land next turn to play our agent. Let's see if our opponent drew their other agent. They play Thassa. Okay, so they're going to be able to take something from us. But we also get an agent back, so we're going to be able to take something from them. So now they blink, and they have to take what? They have to take Winota? We get it back, like... this is not going to work, opponent. We can also play Lukka. Sacrifice Winota to find our other agent of treachery. Boreal Grazer, sure. Let's see what they take here. They are sort of dead in the air if we take this Boreal Grazer, so... what do we take here? We take Agent? Alright, very cool. We get land, and that's game. Good game. Elementals. Simic Ramp Elementals.
That was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.